Hey everybody, welcome to the 2015 Audi A3 Cabriolet. Now, last week you saw us with the S3, and so you have a choice here. $49,000 was the test price of our S3 from last week, sedan. This is the A3 S-Line 2.0T Quattro, and the price of this car is also 49 grand. So basically you lose the cool drivetrain and the suspension by going from the S3, but you gain a convertible top. Nevertheless, even though I did trash this car a little bit in sedan form from the press launch, that had a lot more to do with the fact that it was like a science fair and I couldn't connect my iPhone, and that was frustrating. Now you can. I can demonstrate here, and I actually, believe it or not, I really like this car. So let's go for a drive. Sounds a bit like a diesel when you fire it up, and then it kind of settles in nicely. It's the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo 16 valve, the standard Audi Volkswagen kind of corporate 4-cylinder. It makes 220 horsepower, and 258 pounds of torque. And let's put the roof down, because it's nice with the roof down. This car is best enjoyed with the top down, I believe. And so I also can demonstrate how long it takes to go down, which is kind of a while. And when you put it down, it takes up a lot of trunk space, but that's sort of the way it goes. At least it's not a hard top. Then you've got a really cool 1-button, all windows down move. So, manual mode, dynamic mode, and let's go for a drive. Actually, we probably want the windows up so you can hear me better. So, this car actually makes just about the same power as the B5 S4 made. Weighs 3,400 and change, 3,500. And the suspension is not adjustable the way the S3's is, but in around town driving is absolutely superb. It rides really well. It gives you just enough firmness to have a sporty feeling, but it really doesn't beat you up. Oh look, construction. Well, while we're waiting for them to clear, should have scouted this route. Inside the car, the Bang & Olufsen stereo bumps. The seats are really comfortable. If you're a normal size person, it is a true 4-seat car. If you're my size, it's really a 2 or a 3-seat car. But we did get 4 in here, actually. It's fairly rigid as far as convertibles go if you compare it to some of the lower end convertibles. All soft top convertibles, especially the 4-seat ones, even the Mustang, the Camaro, the BMW 6 Series, even as expensive as they get, you're still going to get a bit of the cowl shake. The good news is with the A3, you don't get it in the corners like here. It feels nice here. But if you hit a hard-edged rumble strip or cracks in the road, you can feel, no more work. You can feel just a little bit of jiggliness. This road will get better, I promise. I should have scouted it. I agree with you on this front. But we're being waved by, and let's hope there isn't much work going on further up the road. This video also might be a little longer because I'm taking a route that I want to try out in the A3. We're going to go down Tuna Canyon. Now, when you're going uphill in this car, oh, there was a bit of jiggliness there. Big bump though. Uphill, you spend a lot of time at full throttle. I've been on the floor for about 10 seconds there. Dual clutch gearbox, still good. All right, we've got Continental all-season tires. They are mediocre. Good tires, if you care, would go a long way. I always think if you have all-wheel drive, you should get a summer set and a winter set. It really is. The winter, they both will last you twice as long, and it's really worth the few $100 investment to get really optimized tires. I think if you care about driving, you should care about tires. Just running across this ridge here. It's beautiful, actually. Steering feel is really good. That's one of the things you can adjust in the A3. It's got your comfort, normal, and dynamic. I like dynamic for steering. It's not too heavy. The reason I'm going this way is because I want to test this car's brakes. Tuna Canyon is like the Caddyshack 2 of canyon roads. It's like a comic book over there. And I have really murdered brakes on that road before, even driving at a fairly civil pace. So we're going to see how the A3 does. It does hide its weight, you know, pretty well. The torque number's good. Oh, big truck. And actually, on a road like this that's very tight, it's not as good as it would be on, say, Angeles Crest. It's much more open, because I just didn't have time to go to Angeles Crest today. I'm sorry. So it's got a good torque punch from about 3 to 5 and change. It's not a slow car. The 1.8 version of this is slow. It feels like it's dragging itself. This, you know, if you've driven a GTI or whatever, this is a lively little engine. I actually hypothesized, and tell me if you agree here, I hypothesized that an A3 convertible could make kind of a cool tuner car if you went coilovers with a few power upgrades and your basic stuff. I think it could be cool, but if they make an S3 convertible, that would be a winner. If you can't tell by now, this is the dual clutch. It's typically good. It's good here. Although I found if I sat in traffic earlier this week for like a while, the engagement could get a little clunkier than, not bad, but a little clunkier than normal if it gets like hot. It's a very tight road. I hope you guys realize that I shoot these videos on extra wide angle lens, and all these roads are noticeably tighter. And actually, as we learned when we were editing the last round of one takes, we're doing 60 frames per second now, we learned that 60 frames makes it appear slower because it removes some of the natural cinematic blur that you get with the 30 frames. I really like this car as a daily driver. I'm just driving it around LA for the last week, you know, not in the canyons, just normal driving. It's really, really good. The suspension is good. It's comfortable. The creature comforts are good. The systems work well. Having Google Maps on the screen is pretty sweet. You know, 49 grand is a lot to swallow for a 4-cylinder car that's based on a Golf. But you know, if you lease it or whatever, or you don't care about that, it's a good little car. So you got, this is like such a crazy road. We're gonna go through neighborhood for a second, and then it's gonna get really fun once you get to Tuna, because the best thing about Tuna is that it's downhill, it's very tight, and it's one way, and there's no houses. So it is probably the most unique road in all of the canyons. And if you know where I'm at, you can demonstrate. It's basically a demonstration on how to get there, this drive. This car is probably, with the current tires and with the current brake pads and stuff, this car is like, it's great at 5 or 6 tenths. At a fast cruise, it's nice. At full bore, it's I mean, it's gonna be a little like pretty responsive in the back and forths though. It does not understeer that bad. Like, there's a little bit of understeer. Yes, it's front wheel drive based all-wheel drive. It's heavy. It's a consumer grade car, but it handles good. It comes around nice. The S3, if you remember, actually in certain situations would oversteer, which was pretty cool. I have to go slow here because this is it's a neighborhood and it's wonky. I'll show you. I'll use the opportunity to demonstrate drive. So just regular PRND drive mode is lazy, and there's nothing that really happens in the first inch or so of pedal travel. It's really like for economy. It's lazy, and it makes the car feel slow. Sport Auto is really good actually, and that's just what I would use every day normally. Of course, you get paddles in the S line, so you can shift it yourself as well. But for normal everyday driving, Sport Auto is good. How weird is this road, by the way? This is like a road in like Switzerland or something. But after a while, it becomes one way, and then you get a few minutes of awesome. There is some body roll, but I don't actually think that's a bad thing. I think body roll comes with suspension compliance, and for a car like this, the handling to me is absolutely sufficient. You know, no one is going to buy an A3 convertible and just cane it around racetracks. And if they are, they'll probably find a way to upgrade it, and they'll be perfectly okay with that. The balance between daily comfort and sportiness is really good. Whereas the S3, even in its most comfortable settings, is a little stiff for if you live somewhere with bad roads. Some farms and stuff up here. This is why I don't film on Tuna a lot. It's kind of annoying to get to, but we're about to be there. So we'll go back to manual. And this is where I'm going to really start. The word abuse is not appropriate because I'm not really abusing it, but we're going to see how the car does under a bit more strenuous circumstances. I've set the brakes actually on fire on a few different cars on this road. So it starts right here. You go through the gate, and then it's one way. So let's go. Some of you may remember this road because I rode bitch on the back of a CBR 1000RR with Jamie Robinson down this road, and it was terrifying. It's a cool little secret, this area though. Stop sign for nothing. It's just a rock check. Oh, and there's a rock. Good thing I stopped. I actually like how this car looks. The S5 is a beautiful car, but it's actually getting a bit long in the tooth, as it were. And if you park, you know, one of those next to one of these actually, it holds its own pretty good. Look at this. It's like a roller coaster. It's only one way. But there's a lot of places to die on this road if you mess up. There's that understeer, but it's really progressive. It's easy. It actually doesn't even feel like the car is beyond your control. Opens into 200. Sorry, sometimes you gotta like pace notes yourself. Crazy corner. Heavy braking, heavy under. Oh, there we go. It rotates. Hiker. Well, he looked happy, but it's a one-way, and he was going the wrong way. Let's be honest. Oh, over crest. I'm telling you, coilovers, brake pads, and fluid, and like an ECU tune and an exhaust in this thing would be really fun. This yump. You can have fun in an A3. A lot of tire noise. The noise from these tires doesn't necessarily indicate that they're not gripping. They're just loud tires when it comes to squealiness. It's okay though, they talk to you, they tell you what they're doing. Just looking over the edge right there, flunk. Brakes are holding up pretty good so far. It's about a 2,500 or so foot elevation drop down this road. It's like absurd though. I see longboarders coming down this thing. Now those people are crazy. Arbitrary stop sign. You know, this thing's, well, so far, top half of the road, it's done pretty well. Starting in second gear there. There's a lot of other random things to like here. I like how the seat heaters stay on even if you shut the car off for a minute. When you come back on, they're on. The settings stay the same. It doesn't reset every time you get out of the car. There's dual stage climate control, so if you put the top down, it automatically goes to your top down setting, and if you put the top up, it goes to your top up setting. It's a nice thing to have. And yeah, the USB port is only for charging, but that's fine by me. The Bluetooth integration's good. You could conceivably just drive right off that cliff at an unbelievable pace if you lost brakes in your performance car. Am I smelling? I'm smelling the brakes. They're working though. And then this road, you get to the sort of the bottom here, and this road you end up in like the jungle. It's a weird road, but it's kind of bumpy down here, so you'll see it rides nice and smooth. There won't be any jarring shakiness in the cameras or anything. And we'll check. We'll see if we get some smokiness at the bottom. If we don't, then we have an excellent set of brakes, because this road really puts you right here. We'll get some jiggliness. No, oh, hiker wearing camo. Might want to wear some more visible colors, Commando. You're in a forest. Who are you hiding from? Sorry, was that recorded? All right, we're about to be at the bottom. I think this is a good car. It's 49 grand expensive. Yes, this is a fully loaded one. You can obviously get one for less. Whoa. But look, as a city car, this is like city driving down here. As a city car, it's good and it's really comfortable. I actually like it. I know you can't believe that because I did trash the sedan version. You'll say Audi paid me off, but they didn't. I like the car. Shall we take a look at the, let's take a look at the brakes and see how they are. I know I have to set the parking brake, but what are you gonna do? Let's see, are we smoky? Not bad. Non-smoky. Yeah, I think we're good. That's the A3. See you guys next time.